Manchester United have touchdown in America. We're in Los Angeles for Summer Tour 2024. Erik ten Hag has shuffled his players, shuffled his coaches, and it all starts today. So, Danny, obviously, there have been 2 pre-season games already, but this is the first session here in America of this part of tour. What's the first session all about? We've just seen some session on the bike there. I know they're moving around here for, looks like some stretching.
Yeah, it'll be quite light. Obviously, you're trying to get the jet lag out your legs, or say jet lag, just the flight out of your legs. Make sure that your muscles are ready, and yeah, just a bit of a loosener with obviously with a view to building everything up as the days go by.
If you're the manager, what are you looking for today, or is there nothing specific? It's just about getting people ready to start doing maybe more intense sessions tomorrow as we look toward the first game.
No, I think you're always looking as the manager. You're looking for attitude. You're looking for camaraderie within the camp. You're spotting, how you can build more camaraderie, and if you get what I mean. So that side of things, and then from a footballing perspective, you want people who've been in here longer than others to be raising the level, and you're mindful of some people who haven't played that much football or have had a little bit of time off, just building up. So it's all about building, getting the minutes in your legs, and keeping a good vibe around the place.
Some of the players behind us have been here before. They've been in tours in LA.
Yeah.
But for others, this is their first full tour. People like Ethan Wheatley, who's been around the first team, has played for the first team.
Yeah.
What's this going to be like from his perspective?
Well, it's all new, but you take it in your stride. So when you're a young lad like that, you don't show that anything phases you, but you're absorbing and learning really quickly. And he's been in around the first team now towards the back end of the season. He's made some appearances, and it's an opportunity for him to show what he can do and how he can conduct himself. And you have to learn quickly, which is part. It's not like many other industries where you've got a 17, 18, 19-year-old who's into a man's environment and they're expected to do things to such a high level. So you've got to adapt and you've got to learn quickly.
These experiences, do they shape the season in terms of, you talked about camaraderie for those players that have been maybe training with the first team, the likes of Harry Amas, but maybe haven't been on the pitch often?
Well, he can set the tone, of course, in a positive and a negative way. So that's why it's so important to have good characters, the manager setting a good standard, the tone, knowing when to push them, when to just pull off a little bit and give them a bit of space. But that's the reason the manager's in the position he is, because he does that. He's done it for a long time and he knows how to do that very well.
Did you enjoy all of this? Was this fun?
Not really. It's not. This isn't the fun part. The fun part's where you're itching to get on the balls.
Yeah.
So when you got the ball at your feet and you can be a kid in your brain again and go to that place of play, then that's when that's what you enjoy.
The good news is I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing next. So when that happens, we'll obviously show you, and we'll be doing that for the rest of tour as well. In terms of when they start kicking balls around again, is it quite focused, quite steady, or is there an element of like, well, you've been on a plane for a long time, let's just have some fun?
No, a bit of both. Like I say, it's everything about building up gradually, making sure you're free of tightness, free of injuries. But yeah, it's got to get intense at some point. That's what pre-season's about, so it will build up and get to an intense point.
All right, let's get to the next session. Danny, you said if you were out there, you'd want to get on the ball. The players are now out there and they've started kicking balls, having a little run. But before they got moving, Erik ten Hag had everybody in a huddle and he spoke to them for a few minutes. What do you think he's saying?
He's just setting the tone. I think telling what he demands from people, what he expects of the training, of the games, of the tour. Probably setting his standards, interacting, see if anyone else has got anything to say.
Yeah, we're going to get run over, so I'll move you in.
Yeah, just see if anybody else has got anything to say.
Yeah.
Just get the general feel from the group, really.
Would you expect players to speak up at that moment?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think you've got enough senior players, or people with voices, people with characters that would, if they want to say something, they would speak up. Yeah, and I think it's welcomed. At times like this where you ask for your opinion, I think it's welcomed. Whilst it may not change anything, it's welcome to understand what the feeling of the group is. Yeah.
They're all running around, obviously. Marcus was taking the ball with him. Do you rate that?
That was me.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, this is you when you're playing.
Yeah, always running around like that. You're just in play mode. You're having fun. You're just in your own little world. Just getting a little touch on the ball. Yeah, definitely. That was me. So I get it.
So the little break. Looking at what's set up, what do you sort of expect to happen?
I think just a lot of mini games, little mini games, little exercises, nothing of great magnitude where you're doing big distances and running.
Yeah.
But, short, sharp, agility stuff. Probably a few rondos that they'll do. You can see in the corner at the moment, they're just doing the agility, getting over the hurdles, opening up your groins. So yeah, just small stuff, you know, getting ready to go into the bigger stuff down the line.
Obviously, Ruud's first tour as well, since he was a player.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to bring to the forwards?
You know what? I think not just the forwards. I think he'd be really good as a man manager. I do. I think getting around people, helping them tweak with their little tweaks in their game. So strikers, if you want to use them as an example, there's no better player, you know, with the movement of Ruud. So to be able to tweak the likes of Rasmus's game and for Ethan Wheatley to learn from him, it's unbelievable. So yeah, I think the little tweaks will be really important.
Do you think that'll also apply to people like Ahmad or Marcus, players that are maybe Garnacho in the wider positions?
Yeah, I do, because when you're playing out wide, you know, you need to know what your central striker's doing. So it isn't just a case of he's coming in, he's only going to work with the strikers. It's a forward, you know, as a blend. And I think Ruud's done that well in his managerial career to date. It's a big coup to have brought him in this capacity. So, you know, that tells you that it's not just about one position specific. All areas of the pitch, you know, he knows what he's talking about.
We're a few days from the first game against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Do you think the manager's decided what his team is already, or do you think it's going to be decided by what happens in these sessions?
No, I think some of it's decided on minutes needed, you know, when people have come back. So it's not going to be necessarily decided on the performance of the last game or anything like that. It'll be balanced on load. You know, they always monitor the load. Have you had 45 minutes, then an hour, then maybe you get your 90 minutes in, and then from there on in towards the end of the tour, you'll start to see more of what he's looking for when more players come in and they've got minutes in the legs.
Talk to me about the likes of, out of the top of my head, Reece Bennett, Toby Collier, these players that have not been playing in the first team, and the opportunity that is presented to them with this tour.
It's the same with all the young players, you know. When you have an opportunity, if you're 16, 17, you know, 15, 16, 17, and you come in through and all you're looking for is to be in the manager's eye line. Whether you're walking down the corridor, whether you're on the, you know, on a training pitch, you want to be noticed by the manager. So this is an opportunity for you to take that deep breath, step out your comfort zone and express yourself and show what you're about. And it's easier said than done. You know, some people buckle under the pressure. They're looking around at their peers, and all of a sudden their peers are the likes of Marcus Rashford and Casemiro. And it's you know, the people who learn quickly, do things with humility, and can adapt and show themselves are the ones who generally catch a manager's eye.
This is a completely unfair question, but I'm going to ask it. We've seen the impact of Garnacho. We mentioned that earlier, and Cobby's season last year was just incredible. It's not fair to say who's going to do that next, because these are super talented players and the opportunities existed and so on. But are there players you look at and you go, yeah, I really see a future there?
Of course. You know, every one of them who's there at the moment, and this isn't just a blanket comment, but every one of them who's there at the moment could catch a manager's eye. Somebody could get injured, they could get an opportunity. You only have to look at Marcus Rashford for that. His trajectory was very much playing in the under-18s, had barely played under 21s. Then all of a sudden he gets an opportunity in the first team. So yes, it's not all about, oh, it's definitely going to be this player. It's sometimes an opportunity arises, and they've all got that opportunity to be in front of the manager at the moment.
Absolutely. Speaking of opportunities,